The deeper you delve into the intricate world of narcissistic individuals, the more you can't help but wonder, what creates them? Did anyone consciously choose this thorny way of life? This question unveils profound psychological shadows within them, fragments of fate that they themselves may struggle to control. Narcissists often believe that absolute control is the universal key. They typically lack empathy, driven by an insatiable need to assert themselves at any cost, often through manipulation and exploitation. Their self-centered attitude disregards others' opinions because they are, paradoxically, both hypersensitive and easily wounded. So, what lies at the root of these personality disorders? Is it innate, or does it stem from their environment? The answer, in truth, is both. The first reason, they were overindulged. One path leading to the formation of a narcissistic personality originates from excessive pampering. These children grow up enveloped in a fantasy world where they are constantly prioritized, praised, and have their every need met. You don't need to wait in line, we'll handle it. You'll get into that school, we've taken care of it. Such children are taught or come to believe they are inherently more special than others. Excessive flattery strips them of the ability to view themselves objectively. The harsh reality that everyone is special in their own way becomes a bitter pill to swallow. And if these children naturally possess a challenging temperament, such indulgence acts as a catalyst, pushing them further down the path of narcissism. Moreover, these children's parents often go to extremes to shield them from disappointment and loss. They intervene in every aspect of life to ensure their children avoid hardship, for instance, replacing a pet immediately after its death, or pressuring teachers and coaches to secure advantages for their child. Childhood should ideally be a time to learn how to cope with disappointment in a safe and loving environment. But overprotected children are more prone to developing narcissistic tendencies. As they grow older, they may react intensely to stress and struggle to regulate their emotions as adults. When they enter the real world, they are confronted with the shock of realizing they are just like everyone else. This harsh truth can lead to imposter syndrome, anxiety, or difficulty adapting to life. Consequently, narcissistic individuals often exhibit emotional underdevelopment. For example, a 50-year-old narcissist may behave like a 3-year-old when faced with disappointment. Overindulged children carry an emotional black hole within them, never feeling fulfilled. Even if they have everything, love, family, career, they always yearn for something more. Their fleeting joy comes from admiration and praise, which quickly dissipates as they fear it may not happen again. They miss out on profound human experiences because they are too focused on building their image. Instead of enjoying the present moment, they obsess over taking selfies and boasting on social media. They chase superficial values like beauty, wealth, fame, and power to fill the void inside them. In summary, excessive indulgence can distort a child's perception of themselves and the world around them, leading them to adopt a narcissistic, selfish, and empathy-deficient lifestyle while constantly craving attention. Reason 2, they carry wounds from the past. If excessive pampering distorts a child's perception of themselves and the world, the lack of love leaves deep, invisible scars on their soul. Growing up in an environment of coldness and neglect from their parents, children gradually withdraw into themselves, consumed by feelings of insecurity and loneliness. Love, care, and attention, essential micronutrients for the soul, become luxuries they never receive. Worse yet, the uncontrolled outbursts of parental anger sow fear into a young child's heart. Witnessing frequent parental rage or even violence, the child subconsciously learns these negative behaviors. They grow up walking on eggshells, never knowing when the next storm will strike. Over time, they come to believe the world operates through anger and control. As adults, they may develop narcissistic tendencies as a way to compensate for past wounds and reclaim the control they were denied. Inconsistent parenting is another puzzle piece that contributes to the development of narcissistic traits. Imagine a child growing up in an environment where their parents' behavior is unpredictable, loving one moment, indifferent the next. This inconsistency confuses and unsettles the child, leaving them lost amidst conflicting emotions. The resulting uncertainty plants seeds of mistrust, leading the child to believe, no one is reliable, and that I can only rely on myself. However, I must remind you to view these insights as a lens, a framework to help you understand narcissistic individuals. But please, never use this understanding to justify abusive behavior or the hurt you have endured. Understanding them is one thing, but but accepting harm from them is another matter entirely. Narcissists are always victims in their own stories. They deflect responsibility, blame others, and rarely engage in self-reflection. In their world, they are always right and everyone else is wrong, so don't expect them to change, because they don't even recognize the need for it. Society lulls us into believing fairy tales about the transformative power of love, that loving enough and trying hard enough will make everything better. The harsh truth is, love is not a magical cure-all, and you cannot change someone who does not want to change. Don't waste your life chasing the illusion of reforming a narcissist. It is an impossible task. Reason 3, they were raised by narcissistic parents. Children often imitate what they see. When a child witnesses certain behaviors repeatedly, they tend to mimic them. For instance, if a child regularly sees their father berating a security guard or their mother yelling at a store clerk, such actions become normalized in the child's mind. As they grow, these behaviors might manifest in their own interactions, though not always. Narcissistic parents, with their deeply entrenched personality disorders, often blur the boundaries between themselves and their children. They project their emotions, expectations, and needs onto their child, forcing the child to live up to the parent's desires. Imagine a young child sharing their sadness with their mother, only to be met with blame instead of comfort. "You're making me sad." The child's genuine emotions are turned into a burden, a mistake they must bear. Over time, the child learns to hide their feelings, becoming withdrawn and hesitant to share. They lose touch with their own emotions and fail to distinguish their identity from others. As adults, they may become narcissistic, detached from others' emotions, and unaware of the consequences of their actions. Trapped in their own distorted world, they carry a warped sense of self, lacking empathy. The phenomenon of conditional love is a significant factor many children face. These children are only loved and acknowledged when they meet the standards set by their parents. Like trained horses performing for rewards, they must constantly strive to earn their parents' love. Mum loves you if you win the trophy, or Dad is proud of you when you're top of the class. These seemingly motivational statements inadvertently plant seeds of insecurity and self-doubt in the child's heart. They become trapped in a cycle of achievement, constantly proving their worth to earn love. The parent's joy stems only from the child's successes and accolades. They celebrate when the child scores a winning goal or wins a prestigious award. But when the child stumbles, failing to meet expectations, they are met with indifference or coldness, a punishment they must bear. Growing up in such an environment, children gradually lose faith in unconditional love. They doubt their own worth and live in fear of failure. As adults, they may develop narcissistic tendencies as a way to mask their wounds and affirm their worth in a distorted manner. Reason 4. They lack the skills to manage their emotions. A key factor contributing to narcissistic tendencies is the absence of open and meaningful conversations about emotions and relationships during their development. Imagine a child navigating their early years and adolescence, times when they feel confused, hurt, or lost. These moments are golden opportunities for the adults in their lives, parents, teachers, or mentors, to step in and provide guidance. A simple question like, "How are you feeling?" or "What's upsetting you?" could open the door for the child to understand and process their emotions. Yet for many narcissists, such questions were likely never asked. Narcissistic individuals often grow up in environments lacking emotional guidance from responsible adults. They are rarely taught how to handle conflict, cope with life's pressures, recognize their self-worth, or seek inner peace. Without learning these skills early on, it becomes difficult for them to develop them naturally. As a result, instead of forming a healthy sense of self, they rely on defense mechanisms, sometimes manifesting as negative behaviors, to cope with the world around them. While many of us who missed these critical conversations during childhood can still learn and grow as adults, through books, courses, professional help, or personal experiences, narcissists often lack the opportunity or awareness to do so. They are unequipped with the basic skills to understand and manage emotions or establish healthy boundaries in relationships. As a consequence, they often struggle to empathize and connect with others. They lack an inner compass to guide their decisions and actions. Instead, they act instinctively, often prioritizing self-preservation above all else. This results in selfish, manipulative behaviors that can deeply hurt those around them. Reason 5. Innate traits. From birth, each of us carries a blueprint for our personality. Studies on twins suggest that 40–60% of a person's personality is determined by innate traits. Some people are naturally calm and easygoing, while others are rigid and difficult to approach. Narcissists, in particular, often have an inborn tendency toward control and a sense of entitlement. These traits are hardwired into their genetic makeup from the start. However, this blueprint is not set in stone. Like a painting, it can be enhanced and refined. The environment acts as the artist, with love, care, and understanding as the colors that soften the rough edges of the original design, creating a more harmonious personality. Conversely, if the environment is colorless and filled with negativity, the painting becomes dull and harsh. In such conditions, the seeds of narcissism embedded in the blueprint are given the opportunity to sprout and grow. That said, having seeds of narcissism does not guarantee one will become narcissistic. The environment plays a crucial role. Just as a seed will not grow without the right conditions, most children in difficult environments do not become narcissists. However, if these seeds are nurtured in a favorable environment, one filled with pain and deprivation, the likelihood of them sprouting increases significantly. Thank you for taking the time to watch today's video. Understanding how a narcissist is shaped not only gives us deeper insights into their psychology, but also highlights the importance of environment, education, and the influence of relationships throughout development. While various factors such as innate temperament, family environment, and emotional experiences from childhood contribute to the formation of narcissistic traits, it doesn't mean we have to endure the negative effects they may bring. What's important is knowing how to protect your mental well-being, establish healthy boundaries, and always prioritize your own happiness. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, share it with those you care about, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss future content. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section. This is also an opportunity for us to discuss and learn together. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.